I'm surprised you could make it to the reunion after dropping out the college halfway through, she said. I'm living with my boyfriend on the 20th floor of the high-rise apartment, she mentioned. Well then. As I started to walk away, she suddenly exclaimed, Hey! Where are you going? My house is this way. Pointing to a building in the opposite direction. No, I'm going home. My apartment is on the top floor here, I replied. My name is Tucker Tate. Currently, I run my own business. Honestly, I never thought I would be able to manage a business. Ever since I was young, I dreamed of owning my own company. But I thought it was impossible. This belief stemmed from my father's expectations. My father was a hospital director. So, he had always told me since I was young that he had wanted me to take over his hospital. Honestly, I never wanted to become a doctor. When I was small, I enjoyed studying because it made my parents happy. However, as I grew up and went through middle and high school, I began to question it. Did I really want to be a doctor? No, that's not it. I didn't want to take over my father's business, nor did I want to become a doctor. But my father was not easily persuaded, and he insisted that I had to go to a medical school. When I really felt it wasn't right for me in the school, I was told I could pursue my own interests. Reluctantly, I enrolled in a medical school. But eventually, I dropped out, and that has led me to where I am today. And why I suddenly started talking about this was because I never thought you'd show up at the reunion, she remarked. Despite dropping out halfway through, it's great to see you at the reunion, she said. The woman spoke to me was Maya. She was my girlfriend during college. It's been a while, Maya. During college, I was dating her. When I discussed dropping out because I couldn't keep up with the studies, she dismissed me saying, just because you can't keep up, you're quitting? Honestly, our university is quite challenging. Are you just running away? She never really listened to my concerns. After discussing my desire to leave, she told me she had found someone else and broke up with me. Breaking up made it easier for me to leave college for good. It's nice to see everyone after so long. How have you all been? Where are you working now? She was amicable to ask like that to everyone, except me. Maya was always like that during college as well. She was very friendly with teachers and classmates. But it was different whenever she spoke to me. She always spoke in a condescending tone to me. I thought maybe she had changed when I saw her at the reunion, but she hadn't really. What have you been doing? Tell me. What did you do after quitting medical school? I found what I really wanted to do and started my own company. It took quite some time, but it's very fulfilling. As I spoke, she smirked as if I had said something amusing. I was waiting for her next remark, thinking that I hadn't intended to make an interesting remark. And then? What do you mean and then? I asked her back. I had just answered her initial question, but I was puzzled by what she wanted more. What did she mean by and then? And just how much are you making now? My thought froze for a moment since I didn't expect to be asked about my earnings. You probably have just one employee, right? That's called a sole proprietorship, you know. You don't say you've launched a company. With freelancing and all these days, are you calling that a startup? You're really out of touch, she remarked, seemingly unable to believe I had started a business. Or was she believing me? But she was just assuming it was a small venture. It's not just me. I have a substantial number of employees and a stable annual income. Of course, I can't discuss my salary here. So, how many employees do you have? More than 100? Of course. It's not just 100, it's over 1,000, I responded. I answered that and Maya bursted out laughing with delight. Her laugh hadn't changed since our student days. Before we dated, she looked so charming, that changed once we became a couple. It turned out Maya always looked down on me. Even while we were together, she would talk down about me to our friends of our club in college, claiming she was doing me a favor by dating me. If you're going to lie, at least be more skillful about it. Lies that obvious only embarrass you, you know? I'm not lying. I even have a business card. Do you want one? Oh, stop it. Don't try to give me your contact information. Maya glared at me with utter disdain. I had only mentioned handing her a business card, not exchanging contact information. Did she equate giving out a business card with exchanging contact details? It's not like that at all. I just want you to believe me. Come on. Anyone can make a business card these days. Don't think you can fool me with that, she dismissed. She seemed determined not to acknowledge my entrepreneurial success. That was understandable, since she had always considered me beneath her, especially after I dropped out of college. She couldn't easily accept that someone she regarded as inferior now managed a company with over 1,000 employees. I had struggled to reach this point. I had discussed it countless times with my family and faced many challenges. But I am here today through encounters with a lot of people. So it was frustrating to be dismissed with the simple words like, "That's impossible." If you doubt me that much, check out my website. You'll see my name as the CEO. I'm sorry, but I don't have time to waste on you, she retorted. Who started this argument in the first place? I wanted to argue back. I don't have time to indulge your lies or any intention of believing them. Just dreaming is fine, but we're adults now, so get your act together, she said as she walked away to join other classmates. Maya was dressed in branded attire, suggesting she led a comfortable life. It was disappointing to hear such things at the reunion I had looked forward to. Nevertheless, I enjoyed catching up with other friends. Reminiscing about who had gotten married and who had children made me feel as if we were back in our student days. As the reunion reached its midpoint, Maya approached me again. Maya, will you listen to my boyfriend's story? He's really cool. She started on her own. My boyfriend works for a major company and he seems so busy. His boss is a great guy and he wants to contribute to the company. I love that he's dedicated to his company, but I wish he wouldn't make me feel so lonely, she shared. Is that so? Tucker, you probably don't have to worry about being too busy with work, she said with a sideways glance and a sneer. Why did she always seem to have it out for me? I'm currently working at a hospital, she continued. She had graduated from the medical school and was working at a fairly large hospital. Look at this. My boyfriend gave me this necklace. Isn't it cute? Guess how much it cost? Maya's necklace was petite and very cute, suggesting that the person who chose it had excellent taste. Considering the market price of this brand, it's probably around $3,000, right? When I guessed the price, Maya looked at me with surprise. Did I say something odd? However, she quickly laughed. Correct. But are you really spending your lonely nights researching brands you can't afford? What do you mean by that? You are pitiful with no money and no girlfriend. You might as well not go to the store at all. Just looking without buying is called window shopping, she taunted. I can afford it. And I do have a girlfriend, I retorted. Maya looked at me as if she couldn't believe it. I'd been with my girlfriend for 2 years now. She never complains about my busy schedule and is always supportive, such a kind woman. But she does scold me if I don't get enough sleep or skip meals. She's usually gentle, but she doesn't hesitate to call me out if I'm too engrossed in work and not paying attention to my surroundings. You have a girlfriend? That must be a lie. Stop lying though, I can understand you haven't been with anyone since we broke up. It was a miracle to date with a beauty like me in your life, right? Maya confidently declared. Her unyielding confidence was almost laughable. Certainly, Maya was beautiful. But living with someone is about more than just looks, character matters. My girlfriend wrapped my heart in kindness, a truly beautiful woman. It didn't bother me that Maya looked down on me, but denying the existence of my girlfriend crossed a line. Thinking this, I spoke up. Maya, you've definitely become prettier. But my girlfriend is also very beautiful and cute. There's no way someone like you could be dating such a woman. Are you talking about some woman from your dreams? Don't be rude. She's real. I even have a photo. Want to see it? I don't want to waste my time on your fantasies. Didn't I say that before? I couldn't just stay silent since I was pushed to this point. I was about to pull out my phone to show Maya a photo of my girlfriend. But then I hesitated. Was there really any need to prove her existence like this? It didn't seem right to show off her photo just to brag. I started to think so. It would be enough that I know the goodness and beauty of my girlfriend as her boyfriend. There was no need to convince Maya. With that thought, I put my phone back in my bag. Maya probably assumed she was right in her accusations after say what I did. See, I knew she didn't exist. You can't keep a lie hidden for long. If you say so, take a look at this. I pulled out my phone again and showed the lock screen to her, which had a picture of my girlfriend. There was my girlfriend beaming with a full smile. Her name is Sarah Norton. She smiled like a flower in full bloom. Maya's face froze at the moment she saw the lock screen. She's really your girlfriend? Not your sister or something? You know I don't have any siblings. She's genuinely my girlfriend, I affirmed. Maya looked at my phone screen as if it were something distasteful. I feel like I've seen her somewhere before. Maya mused skeptically. Though I doubted they knew each other. Since I feel like I've seen her before, you grabbed some random photo off the internet, right? Maybe she's an actress? I'll check it out later. Maya conjectured. As Maya tried to take a photo, I stopped her. Hey! Don't take photos without permission. You haven't asked her, right? She scoffed, got nervous, huh? Must be a lie then. It seemed she found it amusing that I refused to let her take a picture. She looked at me triumphantly. She was convinced that the photo must have been pulled from the internet. If you won't believe me, then let's just drop it, I said. I got fed up of arguing with her and looked away. Suddenly, Maya raised her voice. Hey everyone! How about we have the after party at my place? Everyone was momentarily taken aback by her proposal. Actually, I live with my boyfriend in a high-rise apartment, she added. The crowd cheered hearing this. They were thrilled since alcohol was involved. There were some reactions from around such as, sounds awesome. I want to see the high-rise. Or, I'm definitely going for the after party. I'm living with my boyfriend on the 20th floor of a high-rise. This made the classmates even more excited. You must come too. You probably don't have work tomorrow, right? She told me. I'm not coming. Come on, tell us more about your girlfriend. My place is right here. She insisted that and showed me her address. The address was very close to where I lived. Rather than awkwardly refusing here, I figured I'd attend the after party and find an excuse to leave early. Maybe I'd say I was feeling unwell as soon as I got near home. I just nodded silently while I thought Maya wouldn't listen to anything I said at this point. As we headed to Maya's house, she kept bragging about her boyfriend. My boyfriend is really capable and handsome. He buys me anything I want, she boasted. What she was talking was only her boyfriend's looks and money. Didn't you like him because of his personality? I asked. That's none of your business. Besides, dating you is just for fun. She replied what I unexpected. I dated you just to make my real crush jealous. I wanted him to see and get jealous, she said. Did she think that would hurt me? It was years ago. There was nothing to fuss over at that time. Maya continued, visibly pleased with herself. Thanks to you, my crush who got jealous confessed to me. Oh, but just so you know, I'm not dating this man now. My current boyfriend was a patient at my hospital. He was so handsome and charming. I thought it would be great to date him. And after seeing how dedicated I was at nursing, he fell for me, she claimed. Okay, that's great. Honestly, I had no interest in Maya's stories. I just wanted to get back home to Sarah who was waiting for me. Home was only about 10 minutes away. I guessed I would have to play along with her stories to keep Maya satisfied. Honestly, his personality is too kind, not really my type. But he's handsome, and his salary is high, so I'm definitely not letting him go. She declared. Good for you. I hope you find happiness, I said. What's with that patronizing tone? As if you have a girlfriend, she scoffed. I told you, I have a girlfriend. I even showed you a photo. Oh, that one? Just some random internet pic, right? Talking with Maya was truly exhausting. I just wanted to get home. Every second was too long for me. If I get another invitation to a reunion, I think I'll pass. Dealing with such snide remarks isn't worth it. I'd rather have dinner with Sarah. He's really rich and lives on the 20th floor of a high-rise. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I can understand since live in a high-rise too. You are lying again. Maya seemed determined to call me a liar, no matter what I said. I'd not mind what she wanted to do. Ever since I mentioned I have a boyfriend, you suddenly say you have a girlfriend, and when I say my boyfriend is rich, you claim you run a company. And after hearing I'm living in a high-rise, suddenly you said you're doing that too. I'm not trying to copy you, I'm just stating facts. If they sound like lies to you, there's nothing more I can say. Indeed, our stories did have a lot in common. I was not imitating her, but you still have feelings for me, don't you? What? That's right. You're just trying to impress me because you're still hung up on me, right? That is troublesome. No, that's a misunderstanding. Before I could finish, Maya raised her voice again. Everyone, we've arrived. Mine is on the 20th floor of this building. I thought I was finally free and said, well then, and started to walk away. But then she exclaimed, hey! Where are you going? My place is this way. Pointing in the exact opposite direction of the building I had started walking toward. No, I'm going home because my place is on the top floor here. I started walking towards the building opposite to the one Maya pointed out. The crowd around us began to murmur. That's not true, you're living in this building, is that? What's the point of lying? Such lies will be quickly exposed. That high-rise, isn't it better than mine? Maybe, but I don't know how much your rent is, Maya. Your apartment's rent is double mine. Maya yelled, and I knew this fact for the first time. And then other classmates started to chime in. This place is really famous, right? And I heard on TV it costs a lot. I've always prioritized work. So I never cared much about where I lived, just that it was close to work and reasonably spacious. It turned out the high-rise I've lived in was quite renowned. Stop lying. Go inside then. I'm going home anyway, are you coming with me? Maya nodded as if it were obvious. If you're lying, you're going to be really embarrassed. She seemed determined not to believe me until she saw me enter my home. I sighed and walked into the entrance. I greeted the security as usual. Maya's face showed disbelief when she saw this. As I was about to use my key to enter, she rushed up, saying, "Is this really your place?" "I'd been telling you, it is. I'm going home now." "Wait. Explain yourself." Maya got angry while saying so. "Enough already. I've been telling the truth from the start. Besides, aren't your friends waiting for you? You are going to host the after-party at your place, right? You have to come too. My girlfriend is waiting for me at home. I need to go back to her." She heard this and it seemed like something clicked for Maya. "Let's invite your girlfriend and go to the after-party together." There was no way I want that. I didn't want my girlfriend to see me like this. And it was just rude to spring a party invitation on her suddenly. Especially they didn't know each other. When I was about to decline thinking that, I heard someone call Tucker from behind Maya. "Sarah. I found my girlfriend Sarah standing there. Welcome back. Is she your friend? You had a reunion today, right?" It seemed Sarah had just been to the nearby convenience store to buy some drinks. She held a bag with likely containing some snacks. "I just wanted something sweet, got some ice cream and drinks," she said with a sweet smile. My heart felt at ease by looking at her. Suddenly, Maya approached Sarah. "We're having an after-party at my place now. Would you like to join? You're Tucker's girlfriend, right? Aren't you curious about his past?" Maya ignored me and spoke directly to Sarah. She looked quite bewildered. "Hey! Stop it. Can't you see she's uncomfortable? It would be great if you could join us for the after-party," Maya said with forcing a smile. "It's too sudden to invite her." "Really? I'd love to go," Sarah responded with a smile. "And it surprised me. There you go." "I'll show you to my place," Maya said. "Thank you." And the two of them started walking together. "Are you sure about this, Sarah? I'd like to talk and join, if that's okay?" I won't be in the way. Her willingness was unexpected, since Sarah usually didn't like such spontaneous plans. It's all right. Since she's saying so, Maya added. I couldn't understand what Maya was up to, but my questions were answered just a few minutes later. Actually, I used to date Tucker. He's not really anything special, kind of dull, you know? Why would you be with someone like him? Don't waste your time. She started saying things like that. He even claimed he dropped out of college and runs a company. It's not a lie. He really does run his own company. Really? Are you sure you're not being deceived? Be careful, there are a lot of scary, lying men out there. Ha! That's funny. I'll be careful. You really should be. It's surprising how many lying men there are around here. She was implying that I was one of those lying men. Even though she had confirmed that I do have a girlfriend and live in a high-rise, she still didn't believe I run a company. But you know, it's not just men who can be scary. Women can be too, so we all have to be careful, right? Yes, there are lots of lying women out there too. I have a brother, and I always make sure to look out for him so he doesn't get deceived. Sarah began to say and engaged in the conversation with a twist. You have a brother? Yes. Sarah is beautiful, so I bet your brother is really handsome too. What's his salary like? His salary? I'm not sure exactly, but I think it's quite high. Plus, he's handsome and has a great personality. Introduce him to me, will you? Even though she had been bragging about her boyfriend all this time, it was surprising she could say something like that. I was heading to Maya's house with a look of disbelief. The elevator continued to rise, and soon we would be at the 20th floor. I really didn't want to go, but if Sarah was enthusiastic about it, then it was a different story. Sarah was talking a lot today. She was usually quite reserved. And Maya was clearly looking down on me. I thought Sarah would snap back at her. But she's been unusually quiet. We arrived at Maya's place. Hi, I'm back. Sarah. Please keep it a secret that I asked about your brother earlier. Maya whispered to Sarah. But as soon as Sarah entered the room. I'm sorry, keeping that a secret might be difficult, Sarah said with a smile to Maya. And then. Tucker. Sawyer. Hi, Sawyer. Why are you here, Tucker? That should be my line. Sawyer, you've been living so close to my place? Maya's mouth agape in shock as our conversation unfolded. Do you know him? He's the CEO of the company I work for. He always gives me great helps. Thank you, Sawyer's sales performance is top-notch. That's not true at all. A CEO? That's a lie, right? Because my boyfriend works for a really big company. It makes $500 million a year, right? Hey, Sawyer. $500 million. That's our CEO. I've been enjoying working in your company, Tucker, Sawyer said with a mischievous grin. I had no idea that one of my employees, Sawyer, was dating Maya. And that Sawyer lived so close by. Then there was another problem. Bro, long time no see. I didn't know you moved here. I just moved here recently and hadn't told you yet. I was planning to invite you over soon. Your brother? What does that mean? A pale-faced Maya pointed at Sarah. She's my sister. And that's her boyfriend, Tucker. You're kidding. She was your sister. Were you deceiving me by knowing all along? For Maya, this situation must be overwhelmingly awful. The boyfriend she boasted about was an employee at my company. And she had been complaining about me to her boyfriend's sister. I had only seen him in photos, so I just thought he looked familiar. But when we got here and I saw my brother, I realized. That stuff I said earlier was just a joke, don't take it seriously. I didn't mean it, it was the alcohol talking. Maya desperately tried to make excuses. It seemed that the classmates somewhat understood the situation, and it led to an uncomfortable atmosphere. Maya was desperately babbling away. She probably didn't want Sawyer to hear about the earlier conversation. That's right. I was drunk. Your boyfriend really is a wonderful person. Maya suddenly said, completely reversing her attitude. What's wrong with you? You look pale. Weren't you looking down on my boyfriend? Saying that someone who dropped out of college couldn't possibly work properly. My boyfriend is working hard managing his company. Sarah said, and her face showed anger instead of smiles. It was just a little joke, right? Right, Tucker? We're good friends, aren't we? Maya tried to make eye contact, pleading with her eyes to go along with her. I've been putting up with it because you're Tuck's classmate. But it's different if you're my brother's girlfriend. Sarah's firm voice echoes through the room. What? Sawyer. This person only looks at your appearance and money. She even asked me to introduce her to a handsome man. And also said that Tuck couldn't work properly because he dropped out of college, Sarah added. Maya's earlier bravado was gone, and she began to tremble. What do you mean? Sawyer's voice sounded angry. I spoke up so that the atmosphere couldn't get any worse. Let's calm down for now. Remember, everyone else is here too. Sorry. Tuck. You're right. Sarah said, looking down apologetically as I gently patted her head. I'm sorry for being rude. I had no idea you worked for such a major company. The way you say it sounds like it would be okay to look down on someone if they didn't work for a major company, he noted. That's not what I meant. Sarah and Sawyer's eyes were filled with anger. In fact, I was the one who headhunted Sawyer. At his previous company, he wasn't advancing as expected. But the reason for his lack of progress was clear. His boss was taking all the credit for his work. Realizing this, I headhunted Sawyer and brought him into my company. That was why Sawyer regarded me almost like an older brother, truly bonding with me. And it was Sawyer who introduced me to his sister, Sarah. Sarah's eyes were sparkling with excitement at the first time we met. I've heard all about you from my brother, she had said, her liking for me evident from the start. Energetic and somewhat reckless, the more time I spent with Sarah, the more I was drawn to her, and it made me confess my feelings. That was why Sawyer and Sarah are very close to me. I'm sorry. I had no idea you were the CEO of the company. I said so many disrespectful things, that. I don't mind. It's true I dropped out of college, I reassured her. That's kind of you. You've always been so kind. Maya seemingly relieved by my support. Maya looked at me with a relieved and happy expression. I don't really mind, but you're not suitable for my precious friend, I finally said. What? Throughout the reunion, you've been boasting about your boyfriend, focusing solely on his wealth and appearance. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to sincerely congratulate you two if you got married. I can't see myself getting along with you. Why would you say something like that? Let's discuss this later. Everyone, sorry for the odd vibe. Sawyer quickly shifted into work mode and began entertaining the other reunion members. Initially, the atmosphere was indescribable, but as the alcohol flowed, the room soon livened up. Except for one person. Maya apologized numerous times afterwards, but apologies alone couldn't change what had happened. Try to talk it out. We're heading home now. Let's go, Tuck. Sarah said with a joyful smile, gripping my hand and leading me towards the entrance. I heard a sound like something collapsing behind us, but I didn't look back. Since then, I've heard that Maya broke up with her boyfriend and was kicked out of the high-rise. Afterwards, she blocked all her classmates' contacts and no one could reach her. With such a high pride, Maya probably couldn't bear it. I hope she finds true love somewhere. Love that isn't based on appearances or money. Maybe then, Maya might change. Tuck. I'm sorry for causing such a scene. Honestly, I feel relieved. Thank you. I was thinking of enduring if she was just one of your classmates, but it's different when she's my brother's girlfriend, right? Plus, she kept making disparaging remarks about you. It's always like this, you get angry before me, so I never have to. I'll always get angry for you, Tuck. I'm seeing Sarah laugh so happily. And I decided to propose to her soon.